On the Blend this morning, Tracy Wimmer from Consumers Energy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I've been meaning to ask you, and I'm glad you're here, what is 811 Day?
Well, it's August 11th, which is coming up in a few days, of course, and that is National Safe Digging Day. And it's super easy to remember because you have to call 811, Miss Dig, when you're going to be doing any digging. And so it's a really good opportunity to remember how important it is to do something that seems simple, just make that phone call, but in order to stay safe.
So you didn't know what it was either?
No, I did not. And I'm that person who's like, I'm just going to put a new plant over here.
No,
and
no,
just
no.
Please don't.
No.
You wouldn't believe how often
Everyone
people
does,
do.
yeah.
Yeah. Especially with things like the undergrounding that we're doing with more and more lines. It's more important than ever to be sure that you call that number. One, it's the law. So I'm going to come after you if you put any more plants in.
You heard it here first.
But two, it's a free, super easy service that keeps you safe, keeps your neighbors safe, and of course keeps our employees safe, because when you nick a gas line, we've got to come out and take care of that.
Yeah.
And then your neighbors aren't happy with
No,
you.
they're not. They're not.
No, I did ask my neighbor a while ago. I'm like, I'm going to put a plant here next to the utility box. He's like, you know, I really need the internet for work. So I was like, I guess I don't need to do that.
But all you got to do is call 811, and then you'll make sure you're missing their internet cables.
All the things that I don't want to hit with a shovel.
Yeah, so call 811, but are there safe digging tips besides that?
Yeah, so the primary one is that once those flags are in place, adhere to them, of course, and keep a really wide berth around them. You should make that call at least 3 days before you plan to do any kind of digging, because then that gives them plenty of time to come out, put the flags in, and different flags code for different things too, so you can know exactly if it's an internet line versus a power line. Not that you should nick any of them, don't worry. But it just helps provide more clarity and safety for you and your family as you work on a project.
How often do people do this?
We get calls pretty often from nicks that happen, and it's a very simple, easy thing that you can do ahead of time to save yourself a lot of time and money and trouble.
It could be safety, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to hit a power line or anything.
No, that's going to be a real big problem for you more than anyone else. But of course, it also, like I said, we have to come out if there's a natural gas leak, for example. That can lead to we have to reignite pilot lights in a whole neighborhood, depending on the severity of the situation. So.
And you'll be that guy.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I'm going to blame Dad.
Well,
that plant.
Now we know what the plan is. But so,
Consumers Energy, consumersenergy.com.
811.